Hey, I'm Traci Brown, body language expert and behavior analyst, and it's time to do another review of what's going on in the news lately so you can make sense of this crazy world that we're living in. Let's put all of my training with military and police in deception detection to use for you so you can just make a little more sense of the world, knowing who's telling the truth, who's lying, and who's covering something up. Or maybe there's just a little more that we need to know about, folks, just to make our worlds a little bit easier. So I got a bunch of cool stories for you here today. And then we're going to finish it off with I'm going to tell you, it's just ridiculous because Trump is falling asleep in meetings. I did something super cool to just have a little fun with it. Stay tuned for all of my intelligence. You are never going to see these people or these stories the same way again. And here's how you can help me out. Just like this video and subscribe. I'm really trying to keep this show going, and that helps more than you know. And when you want to help out a little more than that, get yourself one of my cool new mugs. Yeah, lie detector in training. You see it? Pretty fun. The link is in the show notes, and your support actually does really mean a lot. I filmed all morning with Nancy Grace for her new show about confessions. It'll be out really soon. I'll give you the link when I can so you can watch. It was neat because I was only one of two guests, so I got a lot of talk time. But Nancy, I got to tell you, she is a genius. She is lightning quick, and it's hard to get a word in even when there's only two guests because there's so much I want to say. So she sent me these clips about Shayna Hubers, and she was convicted of killing her boyfriend back, I believe it was in 2012. Don't quote me on that. But I got to see her police interview, and she told the police that she had killed her boyfriend. So it wasn't anything about them trying to pull information out. What's interesting about this is that she really showed us a masterclass in image management and trying to get the police on her side. So take a look at this clip and then stay tuned for my analysis on some of the big things, but also some of the things you may not have noticed.
How sweet the sound when I say, alright. Okay. Thank you. I did. Yeah, I did. I can't believe
Pretty clearly here, she's locked down in the corner. Now let's talk about what locked down means. Her arms are crossed really tight, her legs are crossed really tight, and she's backed herself into the corner. So that is for protection, right? Because she's in a situation that she actually doesn't want to be in. And then she begins to sing Amazing Grace. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit more detail on that, right? Of course, she wants to wrap herself in God. She's a great singer. It's pretty clear she's been to church a lot. She might have skipped the day about the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill. Okay, so she's doing the best she can to manage this situation. But here's what's happened before that, is that she has asked a favor of the lady cop who is interviewing her. But here's the deal. When people want to manipulate, like master manipulators, they will ask you for a favor because they know that if, and this is deeply unconscious, if they can get you to do something for them, you will like them more. Okay, so she's just asked for water. Now, the door to the interview room is open. And so this is all image management, right? And one of the things that I learned right away from my studies with Stan Walters, the lie guy, retired FBI lie detection trainer, interrogation trainer, he says whenever people bring up God, and that is one of their primary things, they are guilty. It is a lesson in manipulation. So that is what we're seeing from her here. Now, there's something else going on. Is look at her cuffs, like the shirt that she has, her sleeves. She pulls them down over her hands as far as she can get. So that is hiding, right? So she's trying to project something here, but she's also trying to hide a little bit. And then notice how she covers her mouth with both hands, right? So she's holding back something, holding back emotion, holding back information, and then she just has to let it out. And notice the joy and the excitement. I did it, right? And she even celebrates. She puts her left hand in the air. So I don't know if she knows if the cameras are rolling or not, but this is a confession right here. And you can start to see there's a lot more going on than what you may think at first glance. So, Shayna, I'm giving you truth because you told the truth about shooting your husband, but I'm also giving you lies because you lied about why and how everything all went down. I'm going to be able to tell you more on Nancy Grace, so you're going to be able to get it. Stay tuned. Like this one, y'all, you don't want to miss. Next up is Mark Kelly. He's a senator. He was an astronaut. And he and a bunch of other Congress people made a video telling service members to not do anything illegal. Okay, sounds good on the surface. Take a look at this. Let's see how he feels about it. It's he's commenting on who's the current Secretary of, I think, Secretary of War now is what they're calling it. It used to be the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth from years ago. Take a look at this.
I do think there have to be consequences for abject war crimes. If you're doing something that is just completely unlawful and ruthless, then there is a consequence for that. That's why the military said it won't follow unlawful orders from their commander-in-chief. There's a standard, there's an ethos, there's a belief that we are above what so many things that our enemies or others would do.
So, Senator, what do you think of that?
Well, Aaron, I think he's correct, and it's exactly what we said. But when we said it, Pete Hegseth now said 8 years later, or 9 years later, he says what we said was false and reckless. And I think it begs the question, what has changed?
Here's what we see, is that Hegseth is hiding a little bit. He's holding information back. Now, granted, this is a few years back, but he's on a TV show, maybe his own. I don't know if it's someone else's show. And he has his hands in his pocket. So he's not being 100% revealing with what he's saying. Now, Kelly is commenting on this years later. And what we see from him is contempt. And that's that crooked smile. It's almost a smile. It's a crooked mouth that he's doing. Now, he's had, I believe, Bell's palsy, which you do recover from. However, we see later that he can straighten out that mouth. So this is a leak of his emotions. And that, contempt is defined as either being dismissive or moral superiority, which is exactly what he's doing here. So remember, when you rationalize things away, when you rationalize the things you see away, you lose the opportunity to put more meaning and more context into that moment, right? Like revealing secrets. So that's what we see here from Kelly. I don't think it's anything that we wouldn't expect, but I want you to be able to use this in your life. Pete Hegseth, I'm giving you a cover up. Mark Kelly, you're telling your truth.
9 years later, he says what we said was false and reckless. And I think it begs the question, what has changed?
Next up, Trump got an MRI, and he answered some questions about it on Air Force One. And I don't think any of us were pleased with his answers. Take a look at this and stay tuned for what he's not saying.
But they asked about my MRI. MRIs are very...
Governor Walz asked you to place the MRIs.
Can you tell us what it was
Governor
for?
Walz, you mean the incompetent governor? So if they want to release it, it's okay with me to release it. It's perfect.
What were they
It's like my phone call where I got impeached. It's absolutely perfect. So if you want to hear about it or if you want to release it, you want to have it released. News Nation, failing News Nation. News Nation is doing lousy, by the way. But if you want to have it released, I'll release it.
Can you tell us what they were looking at?
For what, releasing?
No. What part of your body was the MRI looking
I
at?
have no idea. It was just an MRI. What part of the body? It wasn't the brain because I took a cognitive test and I aced it. I got a perfect mark, which you would be incapable of doing. Bye, everybody. You too.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, this is Trump on his script when he doesn't want to answer. I have no idea, is what he says. He doesn't know. Now, everybody who has an MRI has some idea of what body part that they're looking at. Now, here's like a little more information. These full body MRIs are becoming a lot more popular for longevity studies and getting ahead of chronic disease, that kind of thing. So it could very well be that, but he doesn't want to say what they're looking at. So in your life, when you see this, I need you to ask more questions, okay? And it's really simple. All you got to do is say, what's your best guess? That's all you got to say. And then be quiet. Ask that question like you expect an answer, and then be quiet. And you're going to be shocked at what they say because you have increased cognitive load, and that can actually be really painful. Now, for Trump, when his cognitive load gets increased, what happens is your ability to access real information in your mind and your creativity goes down, right? Because your prefrontal cortex is overworked. Okay. It's not doing the job that it's meant to do. And so he reverts to insults, which is what we see like right in the face of the reporter.
I took a cognitive test and I aced it. I got a perfect mark, which you would be incapable of doing. Bye, everybody. You too.
Now, if it was me, someone insults me at that close of a range, they're getting slapped. I imagine this person wanted to keep their job and not get an assault charge. But wow, he is completely on script here. The reporter missed an opportunity. So I'm giving Trump a cover up.
Your body was the MRI looking
I
at?
have no idea. It was just an MRI. What part of the body?
Comedian Cat Williams went on Michelle Obama's podcast, and I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I did see this from him. Do you think he's telling the truth? Do you think he has an ulterior motive? Watch this and stay tuned for my analysis.
I have a presence.
Yes, you do.
And I'm one of the people that doesn't have ulterior motives. And most people I found do.
Yeah, did you see that? He did the one shoulder shrug and pointed his chin towards it, like this. Okay, so when you see that, it's two moves in a cluster. They don't believe what's coming out of their mouth. And I've seen other interviews with Kat. He very much thinks that there's a conspiracy going on around him and from a lot of people. And he also believes that he doesn't have any motives in that. So watch for this. Like, he doesn't believe what is coming out of his mouth about him not having any motives in anything that he does. So one shoulder shrug, chin towards it. Kat, I'm just flat out going to say it. I'm giving you a lie.
I'm one of the people that doesn't have ulterior motives.
And last, I just had to get a little bit silly because Trump is falling asleep in meetings a lot. And I found a few pictures and I thought, how can I make this more interesting? And I had the Sona app. I believe it's called Sona. It'll write you a little AI song about whatever you want it to do. I put it over the pictures. You'll get a kick out of it. This is the last thing we're going to do. I'm taking you to the close. Enjoy.
Sleeping through the briefing, hands crossed tight. The country's call fades into the night. Bad body language, it's clear as day. While the world turns, he drifts away. Folks are talking, papers spread, the weight of words heavy as lead. But he's lost in a place where no one can steer. While voices rise, he don't hear. A chair of power